Hooray, hooray, hooray for Nikki. Nikki, you did the right thing, honey. No DICK is worth it to put your children in danger like that over a man. Oh no, I know you were trying to do the right thing. You brought Goomba in there trying to rescue him from his wife. But when stuff got serious, you gotta let him go. You can't keep harboring somebody whose wife is threatening you and your children. You know, it's one thing threatening the adult, but when the person is threatening your children, that's where you got to draw the line. So, yes, Nikki did the right thing, because she was trying to help him out, but I think she said on All About the Trees, he didn't want to change his number. But you guys know we all have our breaking point. We all have our limit to what we're going to tolerate in a person. Now, Goomba is not, the way I see it, is not very sincere with Nikki. Because on one hand, he wants to be there out of the reach of Jaguar and her madness. But on the other hand, he still wants that link, that communication with Jaguar. So he wasn't willing to change his number. So Goomba is well aware that Jaguar keeps calling him and harassing him and threatening and demeaning and cussing and fighting, but he doesn't want to change his number. What does that tell you? He still wants that link to this woman. This is what Nikki was afraid of. That she didn't want to invest her emotions into him and then have him leave her. Have him break her heart because she says she does love him. And she goes back and forth, I notice. 1 minute, oh, I love him, but I don't love him that way. Next minute, he's a potential husband. Which is it? She is using those words as protection. When she says he's a potential husband, that means, okay, he's showing me husband quality and husband material, and he's willing to do everything for me and leave his wife. The other hand, when she says, oh, I'm not vested like that, I don't love him like that, that's a defense mechanism. Just in case he does leave, she doesn't lose face. She still have her pride and dignity that this man did not leave her for his wife. So this is why she keeps stressing, he's only here because I'm trying to save him. So if he's only there because you're trying to save him, why did you sleep with him? Because if I have an ex-boyfriend come to my house, I'm trying to save him from his woman. Trust and believe, I'm not sleeping with him. There's no way in hell that will ever happen. So that just tells me she was hoping for something that was not materializing in her eye. So Gerald was showing her that he's still into Jaguar. He's just waiting for her to get her mind right. Maybe get some treatment. Maybe start taking her meds again, because I noticed there are times when she's very lucid. And that tells me she has taken her medication. So I think Gerald needs to concentrate on himself. He needs to get away from all these women, just zero in on himself. But I think if Gerald was able to show that commitment to Nikki, to safeguard her children, to change his number so his wife could not get in contact with him and make these idle threats, Nikki has got to understand the phone would not stop Jaguar. It would stop Jaguar from communicating with Goomba, but if she wanted to threaten her children, she can do that on the internet. But I think Nikki wanted that sense of security from Gerald to show that he's in it 100% with her. If you're willing to change your number and not have your wife know your number, then that's signaling to her that he's willing to go the whole mile with her and not just here today, gone tomorrow. But because he was not able to grant her that little wish, it showed her that he was not in it 100% like she had hoped and like she thought and like what he keeps telling her. Because telling her one thing and showing her is a different story. She had even said on a previous video that she doesn't know really where she stands with Gerald because she is suspicious that he might go back to Jaguar. And she was very paranoid in a kind of way because she thought that he and Jaguar were in cahoots. And I don't know how she could have thought that, because seeing Jaguar unravel, there's no way she's in cahoots with Goomba. She's not that good an actress, okay? But I think the final straw was when Jaguar threatened the children indirectly. You know, she got my kids, threatened my kids' life. Oh no, you gotta go. I don't know where you're gonna go. You gotta get the hell out of here. Because when it comes to my kids, I don't play that. And any woman would side with Nikki and be sympathetic and empathetic with Nikki. I mean, we want to make sure that Goomba is okay, and he goes, but listen, what am I talking about? Goomba is a grown man. He's all right. So Jaguar was the catalyst for what happened, because if she didn't put that threat and pose that threat upon the children, then these circumstances would not have happened, where Jaguar was the catalyst for everything happening. Nikki asked Gerald to get a new number. Gerald did not, and so she kicked him out. So those things would not have happened. Some might say the straw that broke the camel's back. But I have a feeling, even if this did not happen, something else would have happened where Gerald and Nikki would have split up. Because their relationship is not sound, it's not solid either. Nikki dogs Gerald as much as Jaguar does on the internet. Nothing is a secret. She figured because he revealed her secret, every secret that he told her, she now have to reveal. So there's one thing in a relationship, it's called trust. If you can't trust the person, you can't be with them. There's no foundation in that relationship growing and flourishing. So Nikki's and Goomba's relationship were doomed from the get-go. But I'm just curious to know how you guys would have responded if you were in Nikki's shoe and you had Jaguar calling the man that you with, harassing him. Would you have kicked him out, or would you have just worked with him slowly to resolve the situation? So I don't know how many children Nikki have, but I know she has twins. That's about it. That's all I know. But I know a boy child was mentioned in Jaguar's mouth. And so when Nikki said that he's not worth it at the end of her note, I said, you know what? Everybody's worth it. Every saint was once a sinner, and every sinner is a potential saint. And she's got a boy child. How would she like it if, when he grows up, a woman treats him the same way and put it out there on social media that he's not worth it? Of course he's worth it. He may be messed up currently and needs some work and some help and some salvation, etc. But there's hope. As long as he's breathing, there's hope. So she might not be the woman for him, but there's somebody out there for Goomba. Goomba is going to find somebody who's going to dust him up, clean him up, and make him as shiny and brand new as a penny. He might do that for himself. But if he's not able to, there's someone out there that's willing and able to try and do it for him. Be a little more patient with him and talk to him about changing the number. Drop it in the comment section. But I get a clear sense that Nikki loves him, but she doesn't respect him. But if you cannot respect a person, the relationship isn't going to last. It's a very fine point as to the dynamics in a relationship. You know, there's a saying, there's a thin line between love and hate. And she doesn't hate him. She just does not like some of the things that he does. But she loves him. It looks to me as if Goomba left one dominating woman for another one. Because Nikki's just as dominating. Because when she got out there and she spoke so ill of his Peter, I said, you know what, girl? You don't love this man. There's no way you can say you love a person and go out there and talk about their private parts being little. What if he went out there and talked about your vagina and say it's like a haunted house and it's as wide as the Grand Canyon? You wouldn't like that. Nobody would like that. That's defamation. The same thing when you got out there and talk about his Peter being small. That's defamation. And I'm going to tell you ladies something. When you get out there and you talk about a man's private part being small, is it really small? Maybe it's small for you because you are too wide. Maybe that's the real problem. So be careful what you put out there about another person, because you might just be advertising your own body parts or your inadequacies. By the same token, if a woman gets out there and says, oh, this man is lousy in bed, is it that he is lousy in bed, or is it that you are a lousy lover? You know, it can go both ways. See where I'm going with this and what I'm saying? It can go either way. So when Nikki got out there and said he's small, I didn't think that in my mind that he might have been small. Maybe she's too large and she needs to go get somebody who is adequate enough for her, or start doing her Kegel exercises. So getting back to the subject at hand, we can never blame Nikki for doing what she had to do in order to protect her children. Hopefully Goomber gets his act together wherever he is and stand on his own 2 feet like a man should. He's old enough to stand on his own 2 feet and not depend on women. YouTubers, drop your comments. I'm over and out. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel and to this video. Thank you for watching.